Welcome. This tutorial is going to cover straight line depreciation. To start, let's define depreciation. It's the decrease in value over an asset's useful life. Now, the straight line depreciation method is preferred because it's fairly simple and it applies to majority of the depreciation you'll see. Some of the types of things that it doesn't apply to would be a car, for example, and the reason for that is because the depreciation of a vehicle it varies over time. So let's start with the simple formula. Straight line depreciation equals the initial cost minus the salvage value over time. Okay? Now I have an example problem here. I'm going to read you the problem statement. It says a large profitable corporation has purchased a jet for use by its executives. The cost of the plane is $76 million, so that's our initial cost. It has a useful life of 5 years. So in this instance, the time is in years, but that doesn't have to always be the case. It can be in months, days, it could even be in hours if necessary. And after those 5 years, the salvage value is $6 million. So if we take these variables here and just plug them into this formula, we get a straight line depreciation equals 76 million minus 6 million over a useful life of 5 years. And that equals 14 million per year. Okay, so knowing that, we can calculate the depreciation at a specific year. In this case, it asks for 3 years. So we'll just set up a table, say 1, 2, 3, its time is in years once again. And we'll say our initial cost, 76 million, minus our depreciation per year, 14 million, and that equals 62 million. Now for year 2, we're going to use the value after it is depreciated 1 year. So we'll say 62 million minus, again, the yearly depreciation of 14 million, and that equals 48 million after 2 years. Once again, we'll carry that value down to the 3rd year, and we'll subtract our yearly depreciation, and that equals 34 million after 3 years. Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead and write this up here so we don't forget how much it's depreciated after 3 years. And I'm going to show you another short formula that you can use, but it's only useful after you've calculated the straight line depreciation, in this case 14 million. So the formula I'm referring to is the initial cost minus the straight line depreciation times by the time. And what this does is it alleviates the table and having to do each individual calculation. So let's go ahead and plug in our variables. Remember, we're looking for 3 years. And we'll see if it holds true and equals 34 million. So $76 million is our initial cost minus the straight line depreciation of 14 million times our 3 years. So then we have 76 million minus 42 million, which equals $34 million. So our formula holds true. That concludes this tutorial. I hope it was helpful, and